Good evening. We're about ready to start our meeting. It's about 7 o'clock, and this is our regular monthly meeting for Wednesday, June 12th, in-person meeting at 7. Watertown Town Hall, Town Council Chamber. First matter is roll call. Robert?
John McCarthy. David Genetti.
Richard Rossi.
Carmine Verno.
Next matter on the
hell is that one?
agenda, we have
wrong one?
public
Or it's the minutes?
participation. Is there anyone that would like to participate? Come up to the mic, please, and state your name and address. Thank you.
It's on, yeah, no, it's on.
She heard. They heard you.
What?
Yep, it's ready to go.
I was just telling you.
Okay,
They heard you. The mic
Okay.
The mic wasn't on, but obviously you heard.
it's on, I think. Okay, Catherine Camera, 31 Cottage Place in Oakville. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to listen to me. I know you can hear me, but I want you to listen to what I'm saying, because I said this last year at the town council. And when I was at the town council meeting, after I said what I had to say, the former chief of police got up and said he was a Marine and he was appalled by what I had to say. So obviously, they weren't listening. I don't think the council is listening. So what I'm going to tell you is, for the past couple of Memorial Days, there's been a gigantic flag flying at the where it ends, at the gathering place. I'm proud of it. It's beautiful. It's actually breathtaking when you see the size of that. And when the officer was killed a few weeks ago on the way home from work, the same kind of flag was hanging over on Crooked Street off the bridge, and it just takes your breath away. I am not unpatriotic. I think it's wonderful. But what I'm going to tell you is that is what I see with the town. Because I've asked the Parks and Rec Department if they have a contract with the tree company that does that. They have no contract. So there's several things. Number one, it's parked on a sidewalk. We don't allow that. That's not possible. It's in our ordinances. Number two, I know that it's considered a donation, but it's advertising. We don't allow advertising. The truck has the name of the company, and it has the name of the company up on the arm. That's advertising on public property. We don't allow that. What I said when I saw it, I sent something to the chief. I said, just cover the name of the company. That's all. Just cover the name of the company. I do have concerns, though, that if someone got hurt because of something to do with that truck, who's liable? Because there's no agreement with this company. Everybody thinks that I'm unpatriotic here. That's got nothing to do with it. It's what I see, because I work in a business that checks out all these things, and there's always liability and there's always issues, that if someone was to get hurt because of this truck being on our property, who's liable? It's on town property. Is the town going to say, well, we didn't let you put it up? You're going to get into a problem. That's the point I was trying to make. I was not trying to say there's anything wrong with waving a flag. We've had for, decades, we've had a parade. We never had the huge flag. It's not a problem to have that if it's done the right way. I'm just saying, I'm not sure that there's some issues there, and there's no contract, there's no agreement. And what if another tree company sees that and says, hey, you know what, I want to do that? Was there a bid, whatever. Someone said to me, well, nobody else has asked. Well, that doesn't mean you shouldn't have a process. I just feel like that there's something, and I'm concerned about this being, it wasn't so bad up here in Watertown. There was a leg that was on the sidewalk, and the rest of the body was on the green, but down in Oakville, it had been really very much on the sidewalk. You have kids that walk by. What if kids start playing on this thing, one evening or whatever, nobody's around and stuff, somebody falls off and gets hurt, breaks an arm. They're going to come looking to us. And right now the town has a lot of lawsuits going on. We don't need any more. So this is the point I'm trying to make. I'm coming to you guys because I don't know, it's traffic authority, it's sidewalk, I don't know. But the town council didn't really listen to what I had to say last year. It came up again when I saw it this year. So I just thought I would bring that up with this. I don't know what you can do. I don't know if you want to talk to the council, figure out, but I think there needs to be some kind of an agreement as to this truck that's parked on public property, and that's advertising. I have no problem if they just want to black out the name, because we can't allow advertising like that on our property. We just don't do it. So if he's going to be able to do it, well, then what do we say to anybody else? So that's the point I'm trying to make, and I appreciate that you listened to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Anyone else who would like to speak? Anyone else? Hearing no other people wanting to speak, we'll go to, I need a motion for the April 10th meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for the April 10th meeting of the Watertown Police Commission.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it, Robert McCarthy.
Thank you. All those in favor of the April 10th, 2024 meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, abstention?
We didn't meet in May.
What's that? I will abstain. I was not present for that meeting. One abstention and all the rest in favor. Thank you. Next matter is correspondence. We have none. New business. Under new business, Chief, I believe you distributed a color photo of the problem where the bridges and roads meet. Would you like to explain?
Hi, yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the Police Commission. Before you is a matter of business regarding the stop sign configuration at the intersection of Wolson, Northfield, and Merriam Lane. This agenda item was recommended to come before you by myself and the Public Works Director, Mr. Jerry Lukowski. As you know, the Wolson Street Bridge, which lies just north of the intersection of Merriam Lane and Northfield Road, has been under reconstruction for the past year. The stop sign configuration at this intersection prior to the beginning of construction was a single stop sign at the end of Merriam Lane where Northfield Road and Wolson Road met at Merriam Lane. This is not a T intersection, and it never was. It was always configured in a slight Y configuration. The old bridge kind of curved to the right prior to intersecting Merriam Lane, and then you would get kind of almost have to turn slightly to the left to get onto Northfield. When they reconstructed this bridge, they did not realign the roadway. The bridge kind of follows that same path where Merriam Lane now intersects here at kind of a bit of an S-turn. When the construction subsided in the late fall, just before winter, the Public Works Director and I made an executive decision at that time to, an executive decision at the time to put up an all-way stop configuration for the winter, due to the fact that the construction had not been completed. The turn was a little more dramatic at the time because the sidewalks had not been installed. And we felt it was the safest configuration just to do an all-way stop. Mr. Lukowski informs me that this bridge should be completely reopened in about 3 weeks from now. And I'd like the Police Commission to consider changing that stop sign configuration there from a single stop sign at the end of Merriam to an all-way stop permanently. I personally feel that it is a safer configuration because this is not a true T intersection. It's more of a Y configure intersection, and what we've observed over the course of time, and those who have traveled it you may have even done this yourself just because it seems natural, is to kind of drift into the opposing lane of traffic if you're going south from Wolson onto Northfield, just to kind of keep the straightest line possible. Seems to me to be kind of a dangerous situation there. I'd really like to keep traffic on the right side of the road and feel that the best way to do that is to have them come to a stop all way at that intersection before proceeding. For full disclosure, we did have one complaint from a citizen over the course of the winter complaining about the all-way stop. They felt the added stop signs were unnecessary and they didn't appreciate having to come to a stop since they hadn't had to do that their entire life. Again, we do not have any significant accident history at this intersection, but from an intuitive standpoint, from a driver perspective, especially for those who may be unfamiliar with that area, I feel an all-way stop is more appropriate. But if you're the deciding body and it's before you at this time, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from members of the commission?
Mr. Chairman, through you.
Yes.
Chief, thank you for bringing this matter to our attention. Can we put a temporary four-way stop there until the public has time to provide input at our next meeting, which may not be until August? And I'm not sure if we're meeting or not in July. Would that be acceptable?
Yeah, we could always take the stop signs down. We'd have to black out the stop bars if you decide to remove the stop signs on Northfield and Wilson, but that can always be reconfigured.
It doesn't turn.
And just, Mr. Chairman, my only concern is that this does impact the travel of residents. This does impact the travel of residents in that area. It would be nice for the public to have some input on this. And if we can put the stop signs up as a temporary measure for right now until we're able to, I happen to agree with the chief, but it would be nice to hear from the public.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I was over there today, but I agree with the chief that you should have 3 there because it can be a dangerous intersection. And as far as never having a stop sign there, we never had a stop sign on Neck Leg Road in front of Davley's until we put one up, it's fine now that people stop so they don't run into each other coming out of Porter Street, you know. But I agree that we should let the public speak.
Any other comments? So we will not take action tonight, and maybe the chief can make that correction in that area with the stop signs.
Okay, so if I understand right, continue with the all-way stop configuration, and this matter will be tabled until the next regularly scheduled meeting pending public input.
Correct. Is that okay with all members? I'd
Yes.
like to appoint, and I did not do it at the time, is Commissioner Verno as a regular member for Jamie Hobart Lambert. Okay, Carmine?
Thank you.
I ask one question.
Yes, Commissioner.
The road as we see it here with the temporary stop sign, is there an intended like an island in the middle of this road with the stop sign in the middle of the island, or would it be offset?
So what you're looking south in this picture, I'm standing on Northfield Road. I'm standing on Wilson Road taking this picture, looking south towards Merriam, which is off to the right, and then the road turns into Northfield Road at the other side of that intersection and continues down towards Fern Hill.
So this is a road that never had a stop sign right here.
This main road never had a stop sign.
Only Merriam.
Only
Just
Merriam,
Merriam.
yeah.
Is that correct, Chief?
That's
Only
correct.
Merriam
Only
had a
Merriam
stop.
had a stop sign.
So this would be a three-way stop, is what you're proposing?
Correct. We call it, the MUTCD no longer allows signage that says 3-way or 4-way. It has to say all-way.
Hallway.
It's more inclusive.
Yes.
Sorry. Were they supposed, Chief, were they supposed to straighten it out and they just failed to do so?
That I don't know.
Okay, I was just curious.
Just like a lot of space from the road, the curb out to the side of the bridge. I mean,
There is a lot of
looks
space.
like 20.
Yeah, it does look like there's going to be almost like some type of grassy island on top of the bridge there.
There has to be an engineering reason for that.
That I can't comment on.
Any other comments?
No.
I'll someone make a motion that we table this matter for our August meeting. I believe we're not having a July meeting.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstention? Hearing none. Motion is tabled. Moving on to the next matter, old business. You remember, school safety zones was a big issue. I believe two of our members, or one of our members, did attend a meeting where the resident officer at the school was concerned that we do not have a school zone marked clearly. And there was a proposal, or I should say, a motion that we have, again, school safety zones at the Watertown High School, Swift Middle School, and Judson School. And has any action been taken on those three areas? Because that would be in the areas that the commission has control over.
So yes, the commission did approve the school zones at our April 10th meeting. I am working closely with the Public Works Department right now to obtain the signage and the call before you dig markings in order to post those school zones appropriately for the town-owned roads. Regarding item 7B, it has not been sent out yet, but I have prepared a letter for the State Department of Transportation regarding the establishment of, or the request for the establishment of school zones in front of Polk, St. John, St. Mary Magdalene, and John Trumbull on the state-owned roadways. These school zones would be solely on the portion of the roadway that's immediately adjacent to the school property. We'd have signage on the approach that says school zone ahead. At the start of the school zone, it will say school zone fines doubled. And at the end of the school property, there'll be a sign that says end school zone for all the town roads. The state roads are completely under the jurisdiction of the Office of the State Traffic Administration, and we'll see what they end up saying.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions on that? How long do you think it'll take the state to respond to our request?
Well, we haven't heard yet about Route 6 and our flashing beacon.
Right.
That's, every now and then you get surprised and you get a fairly quick answer, and others you never do. So it's hard to say.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Okay, the next matter is the chairman's report. And what I am going to ask is, Chief, I know somewheres, maybe on some shelf, there's a little dust being collected on your report. I loved your PowerPoint way back in this particular PowerPoint on the Watertown Police Department and space needs. And also at that time, I believe there were other pamphlets, I should say almost booklets, that were passed out. Now, I don't know if you have any more of these, some shelf in your office. Is it possible that members could get this for our August meeting?
Oh, sure, I can definitely do that. Can make more copies.
Because I would like all members to have the opportunity to look it over. I also had copies that I wanted to pass out concerned with a nearby town on 5/25/23, Plymouth hopes rise for police station aid. And what was put in is a joint resolution for $10 million. Now, I think somewhere along the line, Commissioner Verno, you said you'd like to get about $20,000, I think, or 20 million, I believe, for a police station. So what I've asked is our state representative, Mr. Representative Paletta, and I will be asking, I'm sure he'll join, is Senator Berthel, to introduce a resolution for the town of Watertown for $20 million for a new police station, and the way that it would be designed, not only for a police station, but it also have the site plan for a Watertown recreational and senior center, and it would be in this particular pamphlet that you would have it. And we have space needs in this particular folder, and we have also Watertown site assessment as far as that. And we have an excellent presentation done by the chief. So my question is, if we sit back and do nothing, I don't think anything will happen. What I wanted to do is create an interest, not in building a new place for tractors and bulldozers, which I know that is on the board for consideration. I know, Chief, you also put in for 500,000, I believe.
Correct.
For trying to renovate a little bit of what we have at our current site. How did that go?
Yeah, we, through the purchasing agent who's in charge of public buildings, we requested $500,000 to install an entirely new HVAC system at the police department, including all duct work and zoning controls. Our current system is well past its lifespan, and failure really could be imminent at any time, and we'd rather budget it appropriately than have to ask for an emergency appropriation from town council. But that $500,000 did get cut as part of the $800,000 cut from the town side.
Right, and I don't believe you had it in your initial budget that you presented to the commission.
So no, that gets budgeted through Donna Ford's budget for public buildings. It does not get submitted through the police department's budget.
Right. So I'd like some reaction from members of the commission. What do you think about working on the idea of getting some state money, if available?
Mr. Chairman, through you,
Yes.
I'm all in favor of OPM money, other people's money. So if we can get money from the state and it can accelerate the plans for us to get a new police facility, and I think you mentioned it's a community center, right? It's not a
Right.
senior center, correct?
They would be two separate projects. The original proposal was two separate projects under one bonding request on the same site. So there'd be two separate buildings on the same site.
Okay. But it's not a senior center, it's a community center.
Correct.
Is that
Right.
correct?
The senior center would be incorporated into that community center.
Can we ask for Senator Berthel and Representative Paletta to attend our next meeting if they're
August.
available in August?
I think we can, and I hope they'd be available. I'd get a note out to them, a call to them, shout out.
And then also our town council representative, our former deputy chief, Cecina, hopefully would be available also.
One thing they have eliminated is the person to act as a coordinator from the commission to the town council. They don't have that anymore.
So we no longer have former Deputy Chief Sina as
Right.
our representative?
Right,
Okay. So maybe a representative from the town council can
council.
attend.
okay. Any other comments?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, you mentioned a
Yes, Rich.
number of $20 million. Is that just off the cuff, or is that somehow
If,
a realistic number?
if they're asking for 10, and I think we're going to ask for a little more, yes, it's off the cuff. And Commissioner Verno, one time I do remember, he said if we had 20 million, maybe we could do it. So I think he's well aware that it probably will run close to that figure, and I believe that's a good number.
Yeah, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
Yeah, the architect who did the space needs assessment and the site assessment gave a ballpark figure for the building to be approximately $20 million. And keep in mind, this was 2021 or 2022 money.
right.
Yeah,
Little different.
Correct.
So the longer we wait, the higher the price goes. So
The location to be determined?
the location,
The desired location, according to the architect, who is tasked only at looking at town-owned property. So we did not look at any property that would have to be acquired, but existing town-owned property would be the parcel of land adjacent to Veterans Memorial Park that lies between the park and Buckingham Street alongside Nova Scotia Hill Road.
that was the primary choice.
Correct.
Now, I think at one time, Chief, you said we'd have to get permission from the council is for that property?
So, I mean, where the first phases of this project have been completed. The space needs study has been completed. The site assessment has been completed. The first draft of the property and the buildings on that property have been completed. So it's at the stage now where town council would have to authorize this project to go to referendum for funding, to be bonded. And that's where it's at.
Mr. Chairman, through you.
Yes, Commissioner.
Chief, has there been an environmental impact study as part of the studies you mentioned?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is one required?
That I don't know that. I don't believe any wetlands exist on that property. So I don't believe it would have to go before inland wetlands, but I'm not intimately familiar with the laws surrounding zoning and building, so I really can't comment intelligently on that.
There is wetlands involved.
Okay.
Chief, would just make a recommendation to you that you perhaps touch base with the zoning officer to see if that is something that has to be done, and we can roll it. If we do get this state money, we can roll it into that.
Okay.
I would hate to see an environmental impact study hold back this
Right.
project moving forward. So we might as well look into it now to see if it's actually required.
Any other comments from any commissioner? Any other comments? The other thing that I do have, Chief, was a series of questions that were sent and answered by the architect. Do you happen to recall this?
Yes, yep, I
Right.
do.
And I think that's good, because if the commissioners have this, they will be able to see what the response would be or be prepared. So that's why I like to push it to our August meeting. I think the commissioners will have a chance to go over the material and be well prepared to answer any questions or where we're going to be going. But my feeling is if we do nothing, nothing will happen. At least maybe we will have an opportunity to create some action in this area.
Yeah, just as a general comment with the police building, of course, we can survive in the one we have, but the building that we're in, it's 11,000 square feet. It's extremely undersized for the size department we have. But the biggest problem we have right now is the town is going to be looking at having to invest a fairly significant amount of money in that building if we're looking to stay there another 6, 7, 8, 9 years. The HVAC, no matter what, simply has to be replaced. It's end of life. Failure is imminent on that system. And we are looking at about a $500,000 cost for a full replacement of that system. It cannot just be the actual heating and air conditioning units that are on the roof. All of the ductwork in the building is in need of complete replacement. We have blowouts in several areas. Every time we patch one area of ductwork, it blows out somewhere else. It's all fiberboard ductwork. It's weakened over its lifetime, and it's just no longer working. It's kind of being held together by a lot of Band-Aids right now, and eventually they're going to let loose. The other issue with the building, we have no access control in that building. We have budgeted through the Public Works, through Public Buildings to begin the process of installing access control because it's an accreditation standard. Particularly for places like the Armory and for the evidence room and for the records room and other highly sensitive areas of the police department, there should be electronic access control into those rooms where it's recorded who is entering and who's exiting those particular rooms. So there's going to be an expense there. The flooring in the building right now is primarily carpet. The carpet's extremely worn. It's dirty, it's difficult to maintain. We are seeking prices right now to completely replace the flooring in about 80% of that building. We're looking at a significant cost in doing that, and it wouldn't be carpet, it would be similar to what's in the town hall, if you're familiar with there. It's kind of like a vinyl product, commercial grade, which would be more suitable for a public building that operates 24/7, easier to maintain and would last longer than carpet. We'd keep the offices themselves carpeted, but all the hallways and the large meeting room that we have would all be a vinyl flooring. My other big concern is that the bathrooms that are in the building are original to the building, 1980. They're extremely dated. The fixtures are at a point where they just can't be cleaned adequately anymore because of their age. When you have 40-something years of use on a bathroom fixture, there's no way to make it look clean anymore. So the bathrooms in the building really all need a full replacement. We don't even have a cost on that yet, but as you know, that would be significant. Lastly, my other huge concern in that building is the actual entire detention block. Doesn't even come close to conforming with modern standards for law enforcement detention centers. We do not have suicide-resistant cells or holding areas. We have a lot of very small confined spaces in our detention block with little small rooms as all part of it. The fingerprinting room is a separate small little room as part of our detention area where it's just, I'm concerned about officer safety when it comes to all these kind of small closed-in areas within our detention area, and the fact that our cell blocks really don't conform to any suicide-resistant standards. To ever renovate our cell block would easily be in the millions of dollars just to do that. So, to really bring our police department as it is now, even an undersized building, kind of up to more of a modern code or accreditation standard for law enforcement, in and of itself would cost a few $1 million. So it would really make a lot more sense to build a new building for us to move into and reappropriate that building as the town determines.
At this point, we're just putting Band-Aids on the problems at the existing building.
Correct. We're making it work as we need to, but they can only last so much longer without investing a lot of money into it. To continue it being undersized, just to keep it going.
With the focus on a relationship to be developed between the police and the community, you need a community center where you could have meetings. We were also considering if people wanted to go down to Bethel, and I did go down there, and I don't think any other member of the commission got down there. But maybe have that opportunity, maybe at the August meeting, you could find out if there is an opportunity, and maybe members who would be interested in seeing a modern police department, a modern place for even containing prisoners. As you were saying, it's obsolete. Suicide that could be committed in one of those cells is realistic. So if you're interested, maybe at the August meeting, I will get in touch with both the senator and representative to have him present. I will also ask for a member of the council to come and be present, to take information back, and maybe we'll even have the press here to show that there is a new interest in establishing funding, in establishing a safe place for our officers and a safe place for our community. And I think we can get the ball rolling. If we don't try, we will never know. So that's the effort that I would like to see, and all members be sharp at that meeting with the information and be ready to present a strong effort on the part of our commission.
Mr. Chairman, Chief Pugner from Bethel has extended an open invitation for tours of his building. If the commission, ever wishes to take a field trip, I could see if the town can arrange for one of the minibuses to transport us all over there as a group.
Right. That'd be good.
You could.
How many members would be interested, Bob?
Yeah, if we're going in a group, certainly.
Good. What do you think,
Ron?
Robert?
No.
No? Anyone else?
I
Aye?
will very
Okay.
likely
Good.
be interested.
And Commissioner Verno? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So we
One,
have
two,
a good
three,
group
four,
to go,
five.
get the van ready to go, and we'll.
Would you like to do it after the August meeting adjourns? Or, so,
Well, in other words, I think at the August meeting, if you come with a date and time for maybe the next month, that might be good.
Chief, you're saying right after the meeting adjourns to go there?
that's one possibility, because we're already here.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, through you, I think it's more beneficial if we go there before the meeting. If we're going to make a convincing case to our state senator and state representative and town council representative, I think that it would be more beneficial if we get there before August. What's the date of our August meeting?
It's the first Wednesday in August.
Which is
Second
No,
one.
it's the second Wednesday.
second Wednesday.
I believe it's August 14th.
Yes. So perhaps the week of the 5th, week of the 5th or the 12th or 13th, we can find a date that works for most.
Okay, what date is August?
The week of August 5th, Monday, August 5th, or the 12th or 13th of August, which would be the 2 days leading up to the August 14th Police Commission meeting.
Okay, it sounds good, the 12th or the 13th
Of August.
of August. Okay, and departure time?
I would probably recommend about, if you're looking to do after dinner, 6 or 6:30. If you're looking to go earlier, we could meet maybe around 5.
Well, anyone could go, because everyone here is free. I don't know about Carmen is free during the day. Are you free during the day to go?
I am.
Well, we could certainly go during the day.
Yeah, you can go in the morning or the afternoon. It doesn't,
Okay.
you know.
Or how about you?
Probably best to go during the day to avoid rush hour traffic
Well, we go
getting
during the
back
morning.
into this area.
I mean,
I don't know if the buses would be available. We might have to take separate cars at that point, but sure.
So that's August either 12th or 13th, say departure from here around 11, and about an hour plus ride, correct?
That's correct. No, it's about a half hour.
Okay?
Yep.
So either on the 12th or 13th, maybe you can get back to me with a date, or we could get a little memo out to everybody.
I think Bethel, I think they said they're pretty open and they'll work around our needs.
Okay,
well, Mr. Chairman, we don't have to limit it. We could go in the morning. It doesn't matter what time, as long as you set a time everyone knows.
yeah,
You know, we could go 9, we could leave here at 9 o'clock or 9:30. It doesn't have to be, wherever,
11 a.m. works.
Huh?
11 a.m. works.
11 for you, okay.
11 a.m.,
Why don't we say Tuesday, the 13th,
13th,
11 a.m. meeting here at Town Hall?
right,
And we depart from here.
Departing here at that time? From
Right.
here, yeah.
So we're going to run right through lunchtime, if that's good with the council. Otherwise, we could maybe do 10 to get back here for around noon.
good.
Would that be better?
Sure.
Tuesday, August 12th at 11 a.m. here.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
You said.
I thought, what day?
13th,
13th.
All right, I'll verify that with Chief Pugner, and I'll see if a bus is available.
good, thank you, chief.
What time are you leaving here now, 10?
That's right now, he's working on when the bus is available.
Okay,
We're all gonna go in a bus. That way we all go, everybody's there.
that's fine.
On the 13th, and the chief's trying to get the bus
Yeah.
on the 13th.
Yeah, on the 12th. I'm sorry, what did I say? The 13th.
13th,
13th. Got it.
Okay.
I'll be in touch.
very good. Any other comments? Let's get back to the agenda. Okay, where's my agenda? Here we go.
I think we're on the chief's report at this point.
Okay, police chief's report for May. Chief, anything to report for May?
I'm sorry, I didn't actually prepare a written report this month, but we continue to be at full staff. On the sworn side, we've been working very closely with Human Resources to revamp our staffing in the communications division. As I reported a couple months ago, we were really kind of been in crisis mode in staffing in our communications division. Since our last meeting, we successfully petitioned town council to increase our full-time staffing from 7 to 8. In so doing, we moved 2 of our part-time staff to full-time. So we now do have 8 full-time staff members employed in dispatch. That leaves us with 0 part-timers. So we still have quite a few holes in the schedule to fill, because we would need 9 full-timers to not have any holes in the schedule at all. So we have given conditional offers to 2 certified part-time dispatchers, which is great because it reduces the training period significantly. They've already begun training in the past week. We hope their training period only lasts about a month. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We've also posted for the position of communication supervisor, which is now an entirely new position outside of the dispatch union. It'll be within the supervisors union of the town. We're taking applications currently. So we hope to have a oral board panel consisting of other communication supervisors from jurisdictions around the state to come vet these candidates, and then have the top candidates come before a local panel. As far as other news goes, our Public Safety Day, this should be our 4th, I believe, annual Public Safety Day down at Veterans Memorial Park, is going to take place on July 1st, Monday, July 1st, at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Vets Park. We're going to have all of our equipment and personnel out at the park. Public Works will have their personnel equipment. The fire department will have their equipment. The state fire marshal's office comes in with their smoke trailer and some of their other equipment. New Milford brings their police helicopter. The local region brings our command vehicle. The state police brings some of their marine equipment, as well as their emergency services unit. Waterbury ERT sometimes comes with some of their equipment. We have our motorcycle out there. The Police Benevolent Association sponsors an ice cream truck to give free ice cream to all participants. So it's a beautiful event down at Vets Park. The kids can climb all over all of the equipment and test it all out and play with the lights and siren and get on the motorcycle and get behind the controls of Public Works payloaders and dump trucks and then the fire trucks, and they just have an absolute great time. So certainly open the invitation to the commission to come out that day and check it out.
I was just going to say, is it kids only, or can adult kids come and?
You're more than welcome to come sit in the payloader, Commissioner.
Again, the date on that was?
July 1st?
July 1st from 10 a.m. to noon. Other than that, we're simply closing out this year's budget and anticipating the start of the new budget on July 1st. So we anticipate one retirement at the end of this calendar year. And that'll be Lieutenant Cavalis, who will be hitting his 30-year mark. He's in the drop plan, so in accordance with the contract, at the 30-year, after 30 years, he has to head out. So we'll be replacing his position. Other than that, staffing appears to be stable at this point, so we're in a good spot compared to many departments in the state.
Chief, Officer Cavalis came over with a new form that is used for block parties. I had a little reservation I mentioned to him. Block parties are all good, and I know this particular block party has gone on for several years without any incidents. The only danger is when you close off streets, and this is in an area where it's going to be a rather large block party, and there is no real security, and it only takes one person maybe to say, I really don't want this block party, there's too much noise, has a gun, goes out and fires the gun up in the air, you damn people, get the hell out of here. What kind of situation do you see developing?
Yeah, you know, many municipalities have a procedure to authorize a block party. We do not. It's kind of always been just given an okay by the police chief in the past. There's really no forms, there was no protocols, no procedures. When the residents of Vale Road came to me about three weeks ago and said, in a week and a half, we want to have a block party like we did for the last number of years, is that okay? I said, man, we really need to have some type of procedure in place, and the police commission, as the local traffic authority, really is the body who should be doing the ultimate approval of of having a road closed for the purpose of a planned event. But this was going to occur before this meeting even did. So we just kind of, the form that you saw, we had pulled several other police departments to see what they did. That's one of the forms a different police department in the state did use. So we used that in this particular case. We did come to you, get your thoughts on it and approval. And ultimately, it went on peacefully like it has for many years. That's the only block party that I'm ever aware of occurring in this town. That doesn't mean other neighborhoods may not in the future look to do a block party and have one of their neighborhood streets closed down in order to have that party. But from a standpoint of safety, there should be some measures involved in approving a block party, making sure that no, one thing we want to make sure is nothing is put out in the road that would ever block an emergency vehicle from accessing any of the residents along that road. They can't, put those blow up slides or bouncy houses in the middle of the road, things along that line. So we're working this out, and when we come up with a proposal, I'll bring it before the police commission for discussion.
Thank you, Chief. Any other comments from any members? I think a motion is in order to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Recording stopped.
Good.